Public policy. Objectives. Public evaluation. Policy sciences and public policy process. An evaluation. Public policy process in the Philippines. Policy sciences and public policy process. An evaluation. A social science dealing with the making of high-level policy, as in a government or business. Science policy interface at the global level are important for the international community to ensure that decisions and international agreements, such as the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, are made based on the best available evidence. The policy sciences study the process of deciding or choosing and evaluate the relevance of available knowledge for the solution of particular problems. When policy scientists are concerned with government, law, and political mobilization, they focus on particular decisions. Policy sciences encourages systematic and empirical investigations in which problems are clearly identified from a practical and theoretical perspective, are well situated in the extant literature, and are investigated utilizing methodologies compatible with contextual as opposed to reductionist understandings. Policy evaluation applies evaluation principles and methods to examine the content, implementation, or impact of a policy. Evaluation is the activity through which we develop an understanding of the merit, worth, and utility of a policy. The policy sciences study the process of deciding or choosing and evaluate the relevance of available knowledge for the solution of particular problems. When policy scientists are concerned with government, law, and political mobilization, they focus on particular decisions. Public policy process in the Philippines. The policy cycle of the Philippines takes 5 steps, namely, agenda setting, policy formulation, legislation, implementation, and monitoring. All elements of the media can influence public policy: news, opinion and commentary, fiction and documentary films, and advertising. But their attention is intense on some subjects, intermittent on others, and non-existent in regard to many policies. This is understandable and predictable, given the abundance of policies and the several stages and complexity of the policy-making process. People have many concerns. These become part of the policy agenda when they are seen as requiring government attention and action. Example, global warming. In agenda setting, then, what were conditions ignored or to be endured become problems requiring government intervention. The media influence policy formulation by how they frame the subject, their coverage of policymakers, arguments and debates, and the policy alternatives they report. Thus, the production, distribution, and consumption of illegal drugs can be framed as a law and order problem or a health issue, example, medical marijuana, or as an everyday recreational activity. Public policy process in the Philippines. Policy cycle. Policy stages in the Philippines. Institutions. First, agenda setting. Public sector's development requirements, amendments to current policies, sectoral advocacies, etc. State actors, legislators, executive offices. Non-state actors, development agencies, industry, private business, NGOs, POs, etc. Next, policy formulation, policymakers in the legislative and executive, national and local, take up the agenda. Congress, Republic Acts, executive, implementing rules and regulations, executive order, admin order, department order, memo circular, etc. LGUs, council resolutions. Next, policy adaptation. Formulation enactment of the official and legal policy instrument after a series of dialogues and consultations with state and non-state sectors, presentation of options, same as policy formulation. Next, policy implementation, translation of the policy into programs and projects at the executive branch, from the president to the line agencies and concerned institutions at the national and local levels, mobilization of resources, funds, personnel, etc. Executive branch, departments, agencies, LGUs, Budget Department Office, Civil Service, regulatory and oversight agencies. Next, policy evaluation, policy implementation review, and evaluation towards agenda setting. Thank you.